Howdy y'all, welcome back to 1TP. We are playing Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, and today we got a bunch of shit that we're gonna do, and to wrap up the game. So, hope you're looking forward to that. I am Taylor, and beside me is Dorkosaurus Rex, or Shadow, I guess.
Yeah, that's me. So, before we go in and take on the final boss, there's a few things that we need to address before we do that for this finale. So first things first, since we've encountered every enemy in the game, I wanted to bring us over to the police station really quick to go through all of the enemy bios. So what we'll go ahead and do is just read these off really quick, because I do really enjoy these bios. I think they're a little fun and kind of just shows you every enemy in the game. So this is Fodder. Nifty electrical touch attack, not tall enough to ride most roller coasters, but more vicious than a pack of rabid clams. Hammer, impressive meat byproduct attack, smarter than it looks, goes well with broccoli and a nice Chianti. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, that's just how I think it's Chianti, but... Uncanny, oh, this is Tartar. Uncanny...
He's fucking bullshit.
He is, you should be able to hit the tank on his back. Uncanny flying tartar sauce attack. Smells somewhat better than stale fish.
Like Emily, my ex-best friend.
You can read G-Love.
G-Love, or,
The pun is glove. I don't know if you were realizing that.
Yes, I was going to make a joke about it, and then I was like, nah, not in good taste. Anyways, G-Love has the most vicious smack attack hands down, expert foot masseuse, lemon squeezer, and does delightful hand puppet shows. Monsoon is also fucking irritating. Shocking electrical attack rather than sensitive. Reads poetry, 10 points. Likes plants, 10 points. And enjoys zapping wandering
Denizens.
Dude, what the fuck is that?
It's another word for citizen.
Taylor time, mostly harmless, mostly harmless and less woken, somewhat moody. Fuck, it's literally me. Likes to express himself by blasting everything in sight or finger painting.
This is literally you.
It's literally me, and a big bitch too. So
this is Chuck. Annoying missile attack. Yes, very annoying. Likes to throw tantrums and other various military grade ordnance. Not terribly friendly. Can't say that he is. This is Tublet. Comes in 3s or in 6-packs with a coupon. Inexplicable jello attack. Stays crunchy, even in milk. Slick. My least favorite enemy. Disgusting oil blob attack. Doesn't wear underwear or bathe very regularly, and it shows. Just the kind of robot your mother warned you about, kids.
Cute. The bomb bot. Or the beep boop, as I say. Bot follow you, go boom. This is just the bot to get for the friend you like least. Bzz, bot. Lemon scented I almost said grandma. Lemon scented gamma ray attack. Somewhat unpredictable. Borrows money without returning it. Blasts things at random. I got a friend like that. The chomp bot. Somewhat unstable critter. Sheikah. Beware his stinky dog breath, likes to chew toys, random citizens, and mimes. Interesting.
Arf. This here's one mean varmint. Packs 45 caliber cat crusher. Most powerful dog house ever made.
Your southern accent is absolute ass.
Pesky little critter. Bites the hand that feeds it. Impressive array of tricks. Fetches sponges, chases squirrels, spontaneously combusts.
Alright, now let me read that and let's see who sounds
Okay,
better.
you can do it better than me.
Pesky little critter. Bites the hand that feeds it. Impressive array of tricks. Fetches sponges, chases squirrels, and spontaneously combusts. Oh, that was awesome.
And Plankton is the finest model citizen I know. He likes helping people, singing, hacking computers. Never mind that last bit.
Plankton's the best.
Now, the other reason why I wanted to bring up the fact that we are on my account, or my save file, a copy of my save file, is because if you want to see the 100% reward, you need to have the other 98 spatulas before you go into the chum bucket in this version of the game. In the original version of the game, you can do the final boss and then get the rest of the spatulas and then go back in and do the final boss again to see the 100% reward. In the remake, guess what happens if you try to rematch a boss fight? Let's find out. Let's go to this Robot Sandy boss fight and see. This is what happens.
What? What game does that? Every game that you try to go back and do a boss, you almost always can.
Yeah, it's either... Like, there are some games where you can't rematch a boss fight. Like, once you do it, you can't do it again on that file. Like, Mario does that, which is fine. Well, it depends on the Mario game. Galaxy lets you do it, but...
I mean, Zelda's the same way.
But... in the original game, you could just rematch the boss fight again.
Right.
In the remake, it still warps you here, but you're just in an empty room with nothing to do. You know, it's
Then why
it's dumb.
have that availability?
I know. Why have it available at all? But, and the same is true for Robot Patrick. If you warp to the industrial park, you're just in the empty room. And they do that for Robot SpongeBob too, which, you know, obviously we saw that's the final boss. You kind of saw it coming because we fought the other two.
Right.
So, you know, they do it for Robot SpongeBob too. You just warp to an empty room, and it's absolutely infuriating because it's like you cannot get the 100% reward unless you get the other 98 first. So you have to grind those shiny objects up before even beating the final boss. You know, the theater is not mandatory for 100%. Don't worry, that isn't mandatory, and I will never ever for the rest of my life grind up to get into the theater ever again on this remake. And I don't really do it in the original either because, you know, the internet exists. But still, the fact that that was in there at all, even to just do it once, is maddening. So that's the other reason why I wanted to switch over to this file. Now, I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to discuss, but it's not coming to me. So we're going to transition really quick. And oh no, I actually do remember because this is where I want to go. Another minor thing. This is super minor, not a big deal. It's a disappointing thing though. But in the original game, what you can do, and this is a little known Easter egg that not many people know. If you go, where is it? If you bubble bowl this stove, it plays a little animation. And it, like, you know, it's really cool. I might even be able to throw a clip of it on screen for you right now to show you what it does in the original game. In the remake, that animation is just not here. It's a super minor Easter egg, but it's just not here for whatever reason. And that's a little disappointing. Just like how you can't really change SpongeBob's TV or whatever. And actually, in the next room over...
maybe a little bounce on the old bed.
In the original game, you can hit his
And doesn't
horn.
it go... Wah?
Yeah, it doesn't do that in the
Okay,
remake.
I remember that.
Yeah, it doesn't do it in the remake, which is another disappointing thing. So again, minor little details that the remake is sorely lacking and just kind of hinder my view of it. But I'm also coming from the perspective of a diehard fan of the original game. Somebody who's playing this without the original game for context isn't going to notice these things, which is why it doesn't really... it doesn't fault the... like, I'm not faulting the game for it. It's just... it's disappointing that it's not there.
Yeah.
But...
roll the sponge.
alright.
But I mean, like, I guess the thing that's kind of irritating is, like, you spend all of this time and money to make this game look so good, and it looks incredible. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But why not add in the little details that people who are nostalgia-driven are going to look for? Like, why would you not do that?
Yeah. I know, but we can continue our thoughts on the game overall at the end credits. For now, we are going to go over to the Chum Bucket in a second, and we will see you guys there.
They serve food here, yes, but they don't serve love.
Alrighty, so here goes nothing. We're gonna go ahead and take on the final boss inside the Chum Bucket now. This is the grand finale to Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. So, oh, we already saw this. But yeah, in the original game that explodes and it's really cool, but not in the remake, sadly.
Look at that guy. With that big square head and those short shorts. That's the most hideous thing I've ever seen.
Wait, that hideous thing looks like me.
I always knew SpongeBob would be the death of me.
Jumpin' jelly beans? A robot SpongeBob.
There's definitely something funny going on here. And I don't mean you. Something else funny. Plankton! You're behind all this, aren't you?
Yes, it was me all the time. Behold, the Duplicatotron. I registered the name, so don't even think of ripping me off. With this, I can make a robot copy of anyone. I was going to make an army of loyal robots that would obey my every command.
But they're running amok!
I forgot to set the switch to obey Plankton. Ugh. But now that Daddy's home, I can fix that! What's wrong now? It should be working! It is working! They're obeying me! I knew I shouldn't have made a copy of myself, but I'm just so cute. You've interfered with my plans for the last time. SpongeBob, meet SpongeBob.
Hi, how do you do? Allow me to introduce my friends, Patrick, Sandy.
Enough! Prepare to meet your doom!
Alright, this is Robot SpongeBob. This is definitely a step up in difficulty compared to, I'd say, Robot Patrick and Sandy, although still easier than the original game. What you need to do is you need to hit all 9 of those green spots on Robot SpongeBob. So, Robot SpongeBob has a few different attacks, and unlike Robot Patrick and Robot Sandy, you need to ground stomp that. Yeah, unlike the other 2 robots, there are not multiple phases. It's just 9 hits, you gotta hit them all 9 times. So the way you hit Robot SpongeBob is you can ground pound the two spots on his hands, and then you need to use the cruise bubble to hit the other spots on him. Once you knock down Robot SpongeBob like that, you need to hit Robot Plankton, and then SpongeBob will wake back up. I already warned Taylor that she's probably going to die a few times, so I do apologize for the cutting. This is a step up in difficulty compared to most of the games. So, yeah, but all you got to do is you got to hit those 9 spots. You've already hit 3. And then after every 2 hits that he takes, he will introduce like a new style of attack. So, you know, those first 2 hits he just did the under swipe like that. And then the next 2 hits he took, he's introducing the karate chop hit. Oh, I guess maybe this one he introduces the next move after 3 hits. But yeah, he does that karate chop attack, so you can just, you know, keep moving to avoid that. There is health down here available, but Robot Plankton will try to shoot you while you're down here. It's honestly really easy to avoid his attacks as long as you keep moving. Yeah, just don't stand still. And he actually fires for a much shorter amount of time than the original game, which is nice. But yeah, you just gotta keep, to avoid the other attack, you're fine. To avoid the other attack, you just gotta jump like that, and then, yeah, no big deal. And then after 3 hits, he will do his swipe over, and then you can go ahead and cruise bubble. Another thing you can do is you can actually cruise bubble Robot SpongeBob while you're down on the floor. But Robot Plankton will be shooting at you, so the best thing to do is actually hit Robot Plankton square in the face, and then send out another cruise bubble and hit Robot SpongeBob. So like, here you just want to hit Robot Plankton. You actually don't need to use the cruise bubble to hit Robot Plankton. You can hit him just with your regular swipe attack. But that karate move right there was his next new attack, and what he does is he says karate, and then the words can actually hurt you. Yeah, so if you cruise bubble now and then you cruise bubble again, you can hit him. But you have to do it like instantly.
That does it. SpongeBob is back in the fight.
But yeah, so that's actually the gist of the boss fight. It's pretty self-explanatory, and you're doing pretty well. I mean, you've still got 3 more hits you can take, but yeah, you just got to be careful with where you aim. And the hitbox is a little finicky. Like, that should have clearly hit him, but it didn't, because again, cruise bubble's not as good as the original game, I feel. But you have a better shot now. So you just have 3 hits left, and they're all on his left side, which is your right.
Okay, I wanted to come down here to...
Yeah, so another thing to make note of is that Robot Plankton, his attack is shorter than the original game, and it's super easy to dodge. The karate is also easier to dodge in the remake compared to the original game. I feel like the timing on it is more forgiving. So what you can do is, yeah, now you're learning. Just when he does that swipe attack, if you just stand in place, you'll have an easier time. If you, yeah, try again, you might have enough time. Because you can actually hit him while he's moving.
Dang.
It's just that, yeah, the timing's a little
It looks like SpongeBob has an opportunity
not
here.
nice, but yeah.
Nice
There you
move
go,
by
just 2 more
SpongeBob.
hits.
This match is just about over.
Yeah. You can cut it close depending on where which platforms the words to decide to lock onto. But after every hit, it usually adds 1 extra form of either the chop attack or the karate attack. So
Oh, the humanity!
you got 2 hits and so does the boss.
Insanity!
Ah,
That one has a really shit hitbox apparently because, well, that one
Okay.
is a little off.
ah.
You're not gonna make that.
Oh, I can't
No.
watch.
Is there any
Okay,
toilet paper?
maybe just
Or
a little.
No, there's no. Also, standing on his hand, not the best idea. Because if he were to move that away,
That was a doozy. That's
there
the
you go.
ticket.
But you're dead.
oh man.
That's alright, we can just give it another go.
I feel like I didn't do too bad.
No, that was a good first attempt. But yeah, when you do this boss fight, I recommend leaving the ones on his gloves for later because those ones are much easier to get. Just go up and hit him with your bubble wand. It's faster than the cruise bubble.
Nah.
I find it's faster and more reliable. And yeah, if you stand on that platform, when the chop goes down, it will hurt you. So it's not just the chop attack that hurts you, it's also the flipping of the
Say hello to
platforms.
my little bubble friend.
Dang.
The cruise bubble really should not go through his hand. It should just explode on impact. There you go. I'd go for those, well, yeah, you can do whichever you want, but I recommend going for those bottom ones because, again, the hitbox is a little off for whatever reason. And this is also a kick-ass boss theme, by the way. Just hit him with your bubble wand. You gotta jump.
No.
But yeah, alright, so you're about halfway done the fight. You still gotta hit him in 4 more spots. But you got this. What I recommend you do is drop down on the floor and get all the health
Yeah.
while you're down here. And again, you can just hit him with your bubble wand. So you gotta jump twice. Or, I mean, honestly, when you're down here, just keep moving and he
Feel
won't
like a
shoot
new
you.
sponge.
That was close. But you lucked out with it locking on there. Alright, so now he's gonna do the chop attacks. And then he's gonna do a swipe. And there you go, 3 more hits.
Mission control. The launch is a go.
Like, you hit that dead on. You
I
fucking
did.
hit that.
That was not a good time.
You can't go through the arm. Okay, apparently you can. Never mind. I was wrong about that.
No! I don't like going left. Or I don't like going right.
Go whichever way you're comfortable with. Just keep moving. And it looks like the only spots you have left to hit him on are his gloves. So as long as you just keep moving like this, you should have no trouble. And yeah. So go for the ground pound. And just 1 more hit to go. So yeah, you're probably gonna make this as long as you just keep dodging the attacks the way you've been. But I will say the karate move is much easier to dodge in this version because I remember in the original it gave me so much difficulty. But it looks like you got this. Another nice detail is if you look in the background, you can actually see the Duplicatotron 3000. You got unlucky with which one he decided to swipe you with, but that's fine because you can hit it with the cruise bubble, and that is the final hit. 99 golden spatulas.
No! You don'ts are destroying my beautiful bride! We were supposed to get married next week!
Did he say married?
I'll repair you, baby.
Oh, I'm shrinking!
No, Patrick. I think the robot is getting bigger!
SpongeBob, he just flew into your head!
Well, then I'm going to follow him into my head. I mean, into my robot version's head, which is like my head, but bigger and more metallic.
Will you go already?
Here I come, robot plankton!
This is just getting too weird for me.
So yeah, the boss fight is not over. That was just phase 1.
Okay, so if I die, do I have to do everything over again?
No, if you die in phase 2, you can do phase 2 all over again. In fact, I recommend you die.
Why?
Because you'll get all your health back at no penalty to you. So just die. I'm serious. You only have 1 hit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You'll just respawn at the beginning of this boss fight, so that's nice. I will say, in the original game, there were no checkpoints for this boss fight. If you died at any point in this section, you have to do the entire thing all over again. The remake gives you a checkpoint.
Oh, fuck yourself.
The remake gives you a checkpoint after every section. So, what you're quickly going to learn, as you can see right there. Well, actually, let's deal with the other threat really quick. You might want to move.
Oh, I didn't know what the fuck was happening.
So that's Robot Plankton. He's going to be firing at you. And there are no health upgrades in this section either. So if you die, you know, or if you take damage, you can't recover it. So all you got to do is just dodge his attack once and then hit him with a cruise bubble. And you'll be fine. But again, that attack luckily does not last nearly as long in this game. So... And he will drift left or right after he does that attack, so you do got to kind of navigate. But you hit him once, and then if you turn around, you'll see that a platform has appeared, and you can go over and break that, I don't know if it's a diode or what, but you need to break the glass, and then that's a hit. And then you can just bounce on that trampoline and head on over to the next section. And this is the entire Act 2, is you're going to go around different areas of Robot SpongeBob's head. But you're going to go around different sections of Robot SpongeBob's head and break these different diodes from within. So, you should have gone for the Duplicatotron first.
I thought of that as soon as I...
You're really lucky there are checkpoints in this version, because you would be so screwed right now if you took one more hit. You'd have to do it all over again, so...
Yeah.
Alright, so now Robot Plankton's going to show up again. All you got to do is avoid his attack and then hit him once. There you go. Easy peasy. Lather, rinse, repeat. Now, there is one thing I do like about this, these breaking of the diodes. Every single diode is placed in a way that requires you to use a different bubble move to break each one.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the first one, you just had to hit it with your bubble wand. Now you have to use the bubble bash. And as we'll be seeing, the next one that we have to do when the camera decides to actually show you is you need to use the bubble stomp on that one to break that one, which is really cool. And they also incorporate other things like, I mean, I guess you could do it that way, but they want you to bubble bowl that. Although you died, so you'll see what I mean about getting a checkpoint, which is a huge relief.
Okay.
So, yeah, so they just spawn you right
okay.
here, and yeah. Whereas in the original, you would have to start from the very beginning.
Like with SpongeBob and everything?
No, not Robot SpongeBob, just this
okay.
section.
Just my size.
Oh my god.
There you go. Then just break those remaining few fodders and
Damn, dude.
yeah.
They're quick.
And then Robot Plankton is gonna show up. And this is just what you do for every single cycle. So I will say this background it looks so much better in this version of the game compared to the original.
I will say this room is pretty cool.
I like the giant plug right there, and then there's like the gears and everything. I mean, it looks similar in the original. It's just that the added details in this area are much better in the remake. So, you know, where some details may be lacking, where some details may be lacking in this game, there's definitely new ones added in other areas. So, you know, it kind of balances out that way. But
I fucked that up.
you did.
He's gonna get me.
Yeah, he probably
He's
is.
gonna get me.
Yep, he got you.
Did that not?
No, because it hit you before you got there.
Damn.
There you go. Yeah, always wait for Chuck to throw first and then just move out of the way. And pray to God that the hammer does not spawn anytime. Yeah, well.
He did.
A rocket got ya.
He done did get at me.
That's okay.
Golly.
No, or... Yeah, that's right, sorry. For some reason, I thought that was a different, life
I
percent.
know!
Alright, there you go. Hopefully that splash... Yeah, that the splash did get you. Yeah, always remember that Chuck's missiles do have a splash attack attached to it, so you need to be extra careful with where you stand. That's good. You should make that. There you go. You're gonna get hit from the hammer, but there wasn't really much you could do about
You
timing
just
that.
met the Sponginator. It shines. Coming at ya.
But while we're here, what did you think of the robot SpongeBob fight?
I liked it actually. It was probably my favorite. My favorite fight of all of them.
Yeah, I don't know which of the 3 robot fights I like the most. I really do like all 3 of them, just because they're adaptive, which is really cool.
I feel
but-
like Sandy's was too easy.
And it's definitely not. I mean, it's easy, but it's not
There's
that
nothing
easy in
like
the
the
original
smell
game.
of bubbles
It
in the
was made
morning.
so much easier in the
Smells
remake to the
like-
point that there's no challenge to it.
Yeah, and then Patrick's was like, it was okay. It was more tedious than anything. But yeah, I really did like Robot SpongeBob.
No, don't do that. Okay, well. It doesn't really matter, but there are 3 platforms here now that you are standing on that you need a cruise bubble into the tube, but first you gotta take out Robot Plankton. And you are able to hit Robot Plankton before he fires at you, as you clearly just saw. So
do this?
you're about to pull a Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, because you gotta shoot a cruise bubble into that tube before Robot Plankton comes back. You have a certain amount of time, so I'd do it as soon as possible. Or you could leave.
Well,
But, okay.
yes, I am.
You gotta, no, don't. Okay, turn around. Look up that tube and send a cruise bubble in there. There you go. You're Ty the Tasmanian Tigering this. Remember at the end of that game, you want to abort that, and now you use the inner tube to bounce to the next section. You got to do this for all 3.
Okay.
So watch our Ty the Tasmanian Tiger playthrough, by the way.
Yeah, it's actually a good ass game, and I feel like nobody watches it.
Well, what can you do? But yeah. So you're just doing the same thing you did in that game with the boomerang. You're doing that here with these 3 tubes.
Look at Plankton up there.
Yeah, that's really weird because in the original game he comes back, but I guess he just didn't in this version.
Yeah.
But that's the final boss. That's the end.
I like this
SpongeBob, you did it!
What'd he do?
What? Oh, yeah. All my plans ruined! That does it. I'm becoming a lawyer. You haven't defeated me yet. I still have lots of robots all over Bikini Bottom. I'll summon them all, and then we'll see. Uh-oh. I'll destroy you. You'll destroy me. I'll destroy you. I'll destroy you twice as hard. Oh yeah? I'll destroy you +1. Well, I'll destroy you plus infinity. Shut up, you stupid robot. Who are you calling stupid? I went to community college, you oversized coffee grinder. Oh yeah? I'll show you. Come here and fight like a monocycle.
Well, Plankton, I hope you learned your lesson.
Oh, I certainly did. Next time I'll get it right.
Ouch! We won! Who wants to get ice cream?
I do, I do.
Need I remind you all that there are still robots out there making a mess of Bikini Bottom?
Sandy is right.
Well, I thought she was a squirrel.
I'm being punished. I don't know for what, but I'm being punished.
There's still work to be done out there. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy wouldn't stop, and neither will I. We can't rest until Bikini Bottom is safe.
Cute.
But wait, there's more.
Are you ready, kids?
This is the 100% reward.
I can't hear you. Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. If nautical nonsense be something you wish, then drop on the deck and flop like a fish. Ready? SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants.
And that little cutscene right there is what you get for 100%ing this game. Again, just as a reminder, you can only see that cutscene if you get the other 98 golden spatulas before going into the final boss. With that said, however, this is the credit section of the game. This was also in the original, but it is the SpongeBall arena. So you can just kind of roll around and mess around in this area as the SpongeBall while we talk about our overall thoughts on the game. Would you like to go first, or should I?
I mean, I can go first.
Okay.
So, as you probably already know, I played this when I was younger, and like I didn't play much of it. Just played a little bit from, off the top of my head. I remember. I'm rambling, but anyways. It was okay. I thought it was fun. It was kind of like meh, but like, I don't know. I fucking struggled to record this. There was quite a few times where I was just like, do we gotta? And I put it off a lot. While we're doing this, at the same time, we started Saints Row, and I surprisingly thought that I was going to enjoy this 10 times more than Saints Row, but I just want to do Saints Row again. Like, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of this. And I don't know if it's just because I'm not a huge SpongeBob fan. I don't know. It wasn't fun for me. I mean, there were parts that I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. It's kind of fun. But do I see myself ever playing this game again? Nah. Probably never again. Fucking shit. I do think it looks a lot better than the original. I think there are some things that need tweaked for sure. But overall, on a scale of 10, 1 being awful and 10 being great, 10 out of 10 would play again, I'd probably give it a 3, honestly. That or a 2.5. I would have to be, like, paid. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's not a horrible game. It's just not my taste. And I'm not the hugest cartoon person, and, I don't know. Wasn't the titties for me,
Mm-hmm.
So, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for that, and that's okay, because everybody has their taste, but it is what it is, So, what about you? You're probably gonna never speak to me again afterwards.
Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna highly disagree. I would rate this game, I'd rate the original game a 10 out of 10. And I would rate this game, I'd rate the remake probably an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. As I've expressed over the course of the playthrough, because obviously I've, compared to like the first couple parts where I was like super excited to where I am now, I prefer the original game. Just on the principle of that game seemed to have more. That game was all about the little things. Like, well, so there's a lot of things that I praise the original game for, and this is stuff that I touched in my video. Like, for example, at the time that the original game was made and came out, it was ahead of the crowd in implementing a lot of features. For example, this game does not have a live system, which is something that took Mario all the way until Mario Odyssey to finally get rid of. Sonic, to this day, most games still have a live system. Not all of them, but most Sonic games still have a live system.
Live system.
Like, you have 4 lives, you die, you have 3 lives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some people are confused. It's like, what do you mean? SpongeBob has 6 hit? No, that's a health system, not a live system. But Mario, for the longest time, is like you had 4 lives whenever you turn on a Mario game, no matter what. And then, you can save up all these lives or whatever, even though they don't really do anything. But then you turn off the game, you turn it back on again, you lose them all, and you're back to 4 lives again. So, that was a flaw that Mario had for a long time. People were complaining about. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom was not the first. I believe Ratchet and Clank, for example, actually did it before that, but Spyro, Crash, Gex, all these other mascot platformers had live systems, and there's really no point in having a live system on a 3D platformer on a console, because the entire reason live systems were introduced in the first place is because back when arcades were a thing, I mean, they're still a thing in other countries, but in the United States, back when arcades were a thing, the businesses wanted your money, so they implemented a live system. You die too many times, you lose lives. If you want to keep playing, you gotta put in some more money to get a continue. That's since gone extinct in the modern day, because home consoles exist. And, it's not like the end of the world that a game has a live system. Like, the Spyro remake still had a live system, and we didn't complain about that. But it's just one of those things that it's pointless. It really is pointless. Other things that this game did really well at the time is that amazing third-party license games didn't really exist. I mean, there were some, obviously, and there are still some good licensed games out there that people love. Like, Simpsons Hit and Run is another game that everyone loves. But although I consider this game better, but there are other people that disagree, and that's fine. They're both great games. I personally still consider this the greatest licensed game ever made. And a lot of people will disagree with that and think there are other games, but the best thing ever made of anything is subjective anyways. So just because I think something's the best ever made doesn't mean anyone else has to agree. But still, the original game had so much heart, and it showed that the developers of the game really put in a lot of effort and a lot of detail. Whereas in the remake, I don't know, it just feels like some of that is missing in the little details. Like, there's a lot of little things that were in the original game, little Easter eggs or animations or gags or whatever. Did you just quit?
Yep.
No. Well, there's a lot of little things in the original game that are missing here that I just kind of disappoints me. The game looks so much better than the original, yes, but it just feels like there's some things that are missing. Some jumps have become broken because of the level layout and the physics of the Unreal Engine compared to, I don't remember if Havoc existed when, I don't think it was Havoc. I don't think Havoc was a thing yet. I don't remember which physics engine the original game runs off of, but the point being is that I think that combined with the not 100% accurate proportions makes a lot of things easier, like getting on top of Squidward's house or SpongeBob's house, for example, right there. Mm-hmm. But as a whole, I do think the game is solid. I think more people who, there are more people that will like the remake over the original, just because of the better graphics and whatnot. New players, I think, will enjoy the remake more than the original. Original diehard veterans like myself will always prefer the original. Mm-hmm. Which one do I see myself playing more? I still see myself playing the original more, but that doesn't mean I'm never going to go back to the remake. The grinding issue is abysmal. It's unforgivably bad. The multiplayer, I'm going to save my thoughts for because we're going to be doing that in the next part, the bonus part of our playthrough.
Love opening presents.
And yeah, I mean, that really covers my thoughts on the game. I think it's solid. I still recommend it. Again, I give it an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. It's just not to the same level of the original. And, you know, maybe that's, you know, some people will say that's nostalgia talking, but no, I'd be willing to, like, I feel like the criticisms I'm making, I mean, the minor things, that's one thing, but again, the level design or the enemy functionality or things like that I'm observing as I play the game aren't biased criticisms, I feel. The grinding especially is just, I'm not going to let that go. I'm never going to let that go. But that aside, I think that about does it for our thoughts on this game as a whole. Definitely try it out if you haven't already. So that'll about do it for this part. Join us in the final part, next part, which is a bonus episode in which she and I will be playing the multiplayer together. So definitely look out for that, and we will see you guys then.
Bye!